I'm just pausing for a few minutes to appreciate these beautiful lupins. They won't be in flower for that long, so I'm cutting a few and taking them into the house to really enjoy the peppery scent that they give off. It's really quite intense, kind of black pepper which has just been ground. I also want to look at this plant here, which is Nepeta mucine, also known as cat mint. Nepeta is actually part of the mint family, Lamiaceae. And if you look at the stems under here, they're kind of square rather than the typical cylindrical. It grows to around 30-40 centimetres wide, and it stays at about this height, this particular variety. And it flowers right from May until about October time. The great thing about it is you can use it to soften edges of paths like this, and if you want a slightly higher variety, go for this one behind me, which is called Six Hills Giant. Like opening a box of chocolates. Inside this propagation house, these salvias have been growing on. Some amazing colours, but I'm going to be planting those out next week. This border in the courtyard is in a really prominent position. It's right outside the dining room of this Spear and Jackson garden house. We've been enjoying the tulips and then the alliums, and it's really been a succession of bulbs that have come through. Over the past few weeks it's really been driving us mad that it's full of weeds, but now is a time when we need to clear the border, get rid of all the weeds and replant it and give it some new vigour. As a designer, it's really important to think about successional planting so that you've got flowers moving through from winter right through to spring and then into summer. And at the moment there should have been a lovely mat, a carpeted mat of this lily rope muscari, which was going to be an evergreen kind of swathe of grass-like foliage with little purpley flowers poking through. Now unfortunately, the 14 plants that I put in this border in November got hit by the winter, and as you can see, absolutely dead. It's really important when you're weeding to make sure that you get all the roots out and that you don't throw any of this valuable soil away. So just crumble it off the roots lightly, and then that can go in the compost heap. You can remove these once the foliage has died down, but the best thing to do is cut off the old seed head, let them die down naturally for at least 6 weeks after flowering, and then that means the nutrition that is taken back into the leaves goes down into the bulb and ensures you get a fabulous flower next year. And having just said that about the tulips, I'm not going to remove the flower spikes from these lovely alliums. I'm going to leave these seed heads on, and they'll turn a biscuity beige colour throughout the summer and autumn. You can even take them off and use them as dried flowers in the house. That's it for this week. Join me next time when we'll be looking at how to plant tender salvias out into the borders. But until then, have a great gardening week.